Hey everybody, welcome back. Got another battle report here. This time it's some Germans versus Soviets. 750 points. Demolition. Only exception here is we're playing on a 4x4 board. My opponent's German platoon. He is new getting into it, so I did help him write his list, and I think I wrote it for him. So there is a lot of redundancy built in just to kind of help him become more familiar with his units and what they can do and what options they have. The last time his first game or so was with a full SS group just to kind of unwavering. This is okay. Now we have some breakup in experience level, so see how that plays out. His like I said, he's new, so he's bringing over his Steel Legion troops and his Death Corps of Krieg Games Workshop models. Again, it's nice. They look nice, and I'm glad they're able to hit the table. My list just threw some stuff together, kind of give a just a wide range, so we can kind of see some of the weird war stuff and normal. Shot of my guys. Mark II, Terrors, regular, inexperienced squad. The going back to his, so here's the veterans, here's the regular troops. So going to the board layout, we were doing a demolition. There's his base. This will be mine. The My plan of attack was to set up a secure fire base here. That way I can't be seen, and then push a lot of stuff up through the channels here, and then send my terrors on the flank to come around and hit this side. So my initial deployment, again, I've not bought a truck yet, so make sure my Mark II guys stay on the board, or start on the board, and they're just going to run up here the first little bit. An experienced squad just to babysit the objective behind cover and mortar, because I just wanted to start on the board. My spotter, so I get a clear sight of anybody trying to protect their objective. His starting troops, you don't see his LT. He's hiding back here. This brings us top of one. So, yeah, opening salvo. Welcome to Konflikt 47. I managed to hit him. Medium mortar gets a first shot hit, or first turn hit. So that kind of set the tone for welcome to the game. Fire. Um, I'm just running up again. They're slow, but especially now that I know they've been pinned down. I believe they went down to avoid more hits. Um, I'm just running, I'm running these guys to get them close to where I can actually start shooting using their assault rifles. And really, that's all that happened. Top of two, so he starts bringing in his reinforcements. So I'm off the screen here, so he doesn't want to just get mowed down. So he's bringing in his. This is the heavy sniper team. The I didn't show him, but his sniper started on the board, but it didn't do much all game. Um, so it runs in his regular team here. You kind of see my stuff coming on. So here's my regular squads. Like I said, going to be pushing up through, two fronts in the middle. And then if I need it, I got my inexperienced group I can run up. So they're taking shots at my troops here. Again, I think at this point everything is on the board. Yeah, no, there's one squad outstanding. So yeah, he's running his regular troops up here, trying to make sure I don't get an easy shot with my assault rifles, and closing in up. I think it's snipers in here somewhere. So going along, bring my tears on. Hindsight being 2020, I probably should have brought him on the other side of the building. That extra turn, this being over here doesn't. Spoiler doesn't really help him too much. So probably should have brought him a little further to the left and just ran him up off screen to the left here. Brings it into three. So Yeah, he did try to move these guys for a while, um, and not pictured was his LT coming over, A, to help put a body on the objective, but give them a boost. Um, because once I started hitting them with the mortar, they're zeroed in, so you're just going to keep pounding them. So they failed um, one order, but they were able to finally pass and get out of the crater. So my Mark II guys are marching up, taking fire, primarily from squad back here and the heavy sniper team. And just the idea being is, so we got this big cover, use them as walking cover, and now I can start bringing you know all my numbers to bear with minimal impact to them. So I'm running up here. So he's been hitting them a lot and just not doing anything. The resilient and then the 5+ tough save has pretty much bounced everything off. Yeah, true. They haven't even suffered a casualty yet. So at this point, he's kind of getting a little worried about what's he going to do about these guys. We're close now. We have assault rifles. He's a little worried. And then being new and just kind of how I play, I reminded him he does have a lot of Panzerfausts, which for the purposes of the guard, we'll be using the special weapons, the plasma and melta weapons. Um, so once he realizes now that I have walking tanks and he has anti-tank weapons, he brings the squads in to handle them. And then after, so for 3 turns of shooting, nobody dies. And then, now that he kind of starts bringing the anti-tank weapons to bear, yeah, they just, my tanks, my walking tanks start having a bad day. So this squad comes up, fires in point blank range. And to that note, I know uh, they're going to start being in trouble because there's a ton of Panzerfausts back here. So I bring them up behind cover, and you see my inexperienced squad running up. So while they're focused on my veterans here, my heavy armor veterans, I'm going to try to swarm them with the normal guys. So we have a ton, mainly because that's all I built. Most of what I built is just SMGs. So we're moving up, and so I wanted to get close to where I can. Here's a squad out in the open. If I can get an early pull next turn and just melt them, that's the plan. And again, so you're seeing, yeah, he took some casualties. It may have been from them. So he's starting to move. One regular squad, Wehrmacht squad comes in here. One comes in here. Um, and yeah, and they're just lining up to take these guys out. Here's some casualties. I believe it was from a firefight. Maybe from them or somebody else. Just a shot. So I'm running these guys up here. So like I mentioned, they probably should have been about another 6 or so inches over here to the left to kind of even swoop behind the building. Where it stands right now, hindsight 2020, they can be seen by a couple squads, and yeah, it's just no good. Just a close up here of the human wave. So the panic setting in from the LT looking over and seeing a bunch of these unpleasant fellows looking to have some words with them. Top of 4. So I got the pull. Like I mentioned, jump these guys out, mowed all but one guy down with SMG fire, and I believe he runs off. And then yeah, one squad's running over from here, and they start between LT and one squad here. Yeah, they put enough fire on them. They got lucky. There was 8, so they peeled off 3, even with long range, and I believe we had even cover. Um, so yeah, he was able to get some hits. And now the Panzerfaust, so they're dumping fire, multiple squads. I'm losing. Mainly it's the Panzerfaust hitting, just taking them out. The rifle fires are adding, the pins are starting to stick up, so or stack up. Yeah, yeah, and just bad day. But it does enable me to push all 3 of my squads up here getting them closer to the objective. Sorry about the light coming in. Um, Although my flanking force has been severely weakened. Like I said, I sprung that trap a little too early. Should have been over here. And then on this turn, instead of them being shot up, I may have lost some regular troops, but I would have been able to dash them back this way and either clear off this big squad or even just go so far as to assault his LT here and win that way. But instead, I did what I did, so he's able to fire, weaken that squad down, and then now he's able to turn his attention to these guys, and yeah, so their day just keeps getting worse. And yeah, regular troops out in the open are not having a don't have a good time. Yeah, they just keep getting hit. So seeing my push to the left, he smartly decides to have these guys break cover. Um, I believe he fires at the inexperienced, or he may just have ran them around to get them close, um, to put some pressure over here. That brings us to 5. So I run up and yeah, so I'm pushing everybody forward, firing into that poor veteran squad, similar to mine. They're not dying, but they are just getting just shots rained down on them. So they're not, they're in a wet puddle. It's just a bad day. On that note, he's got this full veteran squad that I'm going, well, these are only regular troops. They're functionally combat ineffective. I need to do something. So I break off the inexperienced squad. My hope is to just, run up, shoot, maybe assault, and just tie them up to give me another turn to, keep them out of the way so I can push to the objective, maybe assault here and consolidate over, or even just assault into here, and yeah, that just keeps them out far enough out of the picture that I don't have to worry and go for the W, follow the mission. But because like I said, because I wasn't smart with them, the yeah, they move up, finish the rest of his squad off. To his credit, he doesn't break. He's Sarge is still sticking around, but yeah, I mean terrors are good, but they're not what 20 to 1 good. Bring these guys up, try to do some damage. I don't. I think I kill a couple, but I don't. I kind of whiff this one, and they don't whiff. So he he moves his squad up, and just obliterates. I don't even think he moved. I think he just stayed stationary, and obliterates them. But to their credit, they too do not run. Um, and this kind of just a bored state at the end of 5, 6. So we're mopping up. We're realizing nothing's going on. So I'm able to rally them, uh, now that they've been rendered ineffective. So he brings these guys over, mows down, one of these squads. Yep. So mows down these guys. So my hopes of being able to maybe do assault, it was a desperate push, but send him in. The idea being, okay, maybe I send him in, pull their order die, and then send them in as a second wave to finish them off, or just send them in here and send these guys to finish them off and then consolidate this way and then hopefully win on a turn 7. But yeah, they're obliterated, and then we end up not getting a turn 7. So ends up being a draw. I lost two units this time. If we played a turn 7, I probably would have lost probably a total of 4, and he would have ended up down 1 or 2. But overall, a good game. Obviously I could have done some stuff better. He's new, so it's any mistakes he made is just coming from only playing the game 2 or 3 times. So no fault of his own, and he's just learning the mechanics and everything. So he, uh, that being considered, did very well in his kind of first time out solo with the game. So overall, real good game, and always glad to get more people playing. Thanks for watching.